False allegations ruin lives. Now, looking at the thumbnail of this video, you probably thought that this lady had levelled some false allegations and ruined some lives. But no, she is in fact the victim of false allegations, indirectly made against her brother and how they've destroyed her life. It's pretty rough, to be honest. Her mum and her brother had both committed suicide after he was falsely accused of rape. So, her 17-year-old brother committed suicide after, quote, having the life sucked out of him by the allegation which was withdrawn 2 weeks later, and a year later her mother then killed herself, leaving this poor young lady to organise 2 funerals for mother and her brother over some girl's false allegation. Isn't that just awful? That's so... I mean, just 3 lives ruined, an entire family ruined, on the strength of one false allegation of rape that was withdrawn. It's really heartbreaking. It's really, really heartbreaking. Obviously, this drove her to the brink of suicide as well. And she confesses that the only thing that stopped her was knowing that a third death would destroy her Gran Anne, 79. I mean, how many people are going to end up dying from this one false allegation? So, it's pretty fucking awful, and she's the one who found her mum's body. When I saw my mum's body, I sank to the floor screaming and crying, asking why this happened to me. It just seemed so unfair. At nights, I'd lie in bed and cry because I felt so alone. I'd already struggled with thoughts of suicide myself after Jay died. When Mum went, those feelings surfaced again. Unsurprisingly, she claims that the girl who accused Jay met him before his death and tearfully admitted someone had put pressure on her to make the false sex abuse claim. I don't give a shit. If you fall to this kind of stuff, then you deserve the punishment that is coming to you. And thank God, the one thing that British law does correctly is punish those who bear false witness. It is the one thing they do. But anyway, if one allegation falsely levelled of rape can destroy the lives of 3-4 people, an entire family, imagine what an allegation over 12 different men would do. A woman in Cyprus claimed 12 Israeli men had gang raped her. A British woman holiday in Cyprus, staying at Ayia Napa, a beach resort, claimed that she'd been gang raped by 12, 16 to 18-year-old Israeli men. These men were promptly arrested, obviously, because my God, what a horrific crime. What an absolutely terrible thing to have happened. 3 of the men allegedly raped the British tourist while others filmed the attack on their mobile phones, local media reports said. Turns out that it was probably bollocks, as the Israelis have been let go because this woman has been arrested because it seems that she's making a false complaint. All 7 Israelis who were arrested have been released. The young woman will be taken to court tomorrow, which would be today at some point. Earlier, a source said the teenager had been arrested on charges of giving a false statement over an imaginary offence. Her story had changed in the process of it, and one of the teenagers could prove that he definitely wasn't where she was claiming he was at the time that she was making the allegation. What had happened is that she had been promiscuous on holiday. I mean, they were calling her a whore, and that appears to be the reason that she filed the report. She felt angry and insulted when some of the Israelis recorded video of her having sex with a number of them. The woman is facing a public nuisance charge in Cyprus for making a false claim. Well, don't go and be a whore if you don't want to feel angry and insulted when this sort of thing happens. You are responsible for what you do with your body. You cannot simply say that they gang raped you because you were acting in a way that you found shameful. I can't even get over how awful that is. Like, you were there consensually, and they recorded it, and you were like, oh, now that's too far. Now you're all rapists. No. You are just a thought. You do not get to just simply make false claims. And I tell you what, right? If Cypriot law is anything like British law, then this will be considered to be a really, really bad thing that she has done. And like this woman from Swindon, she'll be jailed. Or this woman from Edinburgh who's jailed over false rape allegations. Or, amazingly, jail for false claims of homophobia, at least potentially. Jamie Shand from Norwich has been found to not have had homophobic behaviour acted towards him. This appears to have been false allegations. In fact, the judge said, "You intended to provoke a negative response from each individual. You manufactured and manipulated, in each case, a reaction from your victims. We believe you intended to cause your victims anxiety or distress, particularly with regard to their employment." So he was weaponizing social justice warrior outrage at homophobic slurs and attacks in order to get them fired, in order to hurt them personally. And now he is facing jail time because of his false allegations. It is awful to bear false allegations against someone. Not only does it destroy lives, but it destroys the lives of innocent people. And not just of the direct victim, but those people around him. The fact that this is done in such a cavalier manner by some women because they're offended or they feel humiliated because they've done something they regret or because they're SJWs and they're looking to get one over on other people who they feel aren't respecting their fucking pronouns or whatever it is a disgrace. And I'm very, very glad to see that these people actually receive jail.